Hi everyone, and welcome to celebrate the Women's March. Did you know that Finland was the first actuary in the world to have general and equal elections? This meant not only to give the women the right to vote, but also to stand for election. This was in 1906, and in the elections next year, 19 women were elected in the parliament, 10% of the MPs. In 1917, Finland declared independence. Today, 47 of the MPs are women, as are the Prime Minister and majority of the ministers. Women are capable to anything they want, even to work as actuaries. This spring, our Actuarial Association celebrates its 100 years existence. When I entered into the actuarial world, I was one of the few. Today, 1 out of 2 new qualified actuaries are female, and women can be found in all roles and positions, in insurance, in pensions, in risk management, you name it. What makes this possible is good education and hard work, of course, but very importantly, the support of the employers, co-workers and colleagues. I was lucky to have all those things. I hope I have been able to do the same during my career. Suomen aktuaariyhdistys täyttää tänä vuonna 100 vuotta. Tänä aikana me aktuaarit olemme ansainneet paikkamme yhteiskunnassa asiantuntevana, luotettavana, riippumattomana ja arvostettuna ammattikuntana. Kun vakuutusyhtiölakiin sisällytettiin aktuaria ja aktuaaritutkintoa koskevat määräykset 1950-luvulla, ensimmäisten joukossa oli myös ensimmäinen naisaktuaari, Anita Lundström. Seuraavaa jouduttiin kyllä sitten odottelemaan. Nykypäivänä puolet uusista valmistuvista on naisia, eikä sukupuoli ole enää mikään issue. Voimme olla ylpeitä ammattikunnastamme ja yhdistyksestämme. It's not the same everywhere, and there are also signs that women's rights are at stake. We cannot take the good development for granted. Everyone, not just women, have the right to equal treatment, to have the opportunity to make the best of their lives. There will always be work to be done, but we should be proud of what we have achieved so far and to continue to work for a better future for all. Thank you, and best wishes from Finland.
Hi, I'm Tanya Manning, a past president of the International Actuarial Association. Back when I started my career, there was not a strong representation of women in our profession, and certainly not a strong representation in leadership roles. I'm happy to say that throughout my career, I've seen this improve, and that is very encouraging. In fact, when I attend admission courses for actuaries achieving their fellowship, I am very encouraged to see that there is a strong representation of women in those classes. So that's great. We also have done much better in our achievement of women in leadership roles in actual professional associations. For example, right now, both the president and the president-elect of the International Actuarial Association are women, and all 5 actuarial associations that are based in the US currently have female presidents. So that is excellent and very encouraging. I do, however, feel like there's more work to be done. As we look at our leadership roles just across the board, and certainly in the corporate world, women need to have more seats at the table. Wherever these decisions are being made that affect women, women should be part of those decisions. So we need to continue to strive to make sure that women are represented and also understood and valued for the leadership abilities that are often unique to them that they can bring to the table and really elevate the workings of the team. I'm a strong believer that greater gender diversity, in fact, just diversity of thought across the board, will make us a better profession and ensure that we are relevant and strong for years and years to come. I encourage all women who are in any point of influence or any capability to coach and mentor and help other women achieve whatever their definition of success is, to do that and be very intentional about it. You've learned some lessons along your way if you are at your point in your career as I am. So pass that along and support other women so that we can lift everyone up and achieve that greater gender diversity, not just in the profession, but in the leadership roles as well. Thank you, and happy International Women's Day.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roseanne Harris from South Africa, and I am president of the International Actuarial Association for 2022. International Women's Day is on the 8th of March, and the UN theme is #BreakTheBias. International Women's Day is a great opportunity to celebrate the achievements of women across the spheres of social, economic, cultural, and political achievements. It's also an opportunity for us to raise awareness of the needs of collective action to uplift women's rights and call out inequality. Imagine a world that is free of bias, stereotypes, and discrimination, a world that is diverse, equitable, and inclusive. At the IAA, we believe that discussions that are diverse and inclusive, where every participant feels that their voice is welcome and heard, are the discussions with productive and relevant outcomes. And these are the discussions we want to have. We are not only marking Women's Day this year, but we are making this a Women's March so that we can celebrate and raise awareness throughout the month. Some of the questions I've been thinking about in the context of breaking the bias is how the actuarial profession can contribute, and there are many dimensions to this. How do we make sure that girls around the world have access to education to enable them to reach their potential? How do we encourage women to embark on careers in science and mathematics? How do we support women in our profession to build fulfilling careers and to be actively participating in leadership roles? How do we develop financial services products that are more sensitive to the needs of women and the particular socioeconomic challenges they face? How do we contribute to building a world where women feel safe, included, and protected? At this time, I am thinking particularly of the women who are vulnerable and caught up in conflicts, and what we need to do to empower them, to protect them. So we're kicking this off with a celebration of female leaders in our profession. I am proud and humbled to be the 4th female president in the history of the IAA. I live in Johannesburg, and I've built my career in healthcare, employee benefits, and education. I'm really proud to be an actuary, and I have great passion for my profession. I'm following on some pretty impressive female leaders of the IAA. Let me tell you a bit about Catherine Prime, who was the first female president back in 2000, and is sadly no longer with us. She was the first woman to qualify as a fellow of the Institute of Actuaries of Australia in 1971, the year that I was born. She started out as a computer programmer at MLC Assurance and rose to a senior position before embarking on a new direction of studies. Catherine completed a diploma in law, and after admission as a barrister in 1983, started her successful career in actuarial consulting. She advised foreign governments on insurance and pension policy in countries as varied as Indonesia, the Pacific Islands, China, and Bulgaria. In 1991, she was elected president of the Institute of Actuaries of Australia, the first woman president. And then she went on to be elected as the first female president of the International Actuarial Association in 2000. She served the profession tirelessly in many capacities, including as director of the Australian Universities Actuarial Foundation. I believe she was also an enthusiastic gardener and had strong principles. I understand that she staunchly refused to dine at a particular club in Sydney because of their rules relating to women. I'd like to celebrate Catherine Prime, our first female president, and also Hillevi Manninen of Finland, who followed her in 2007, and then Tanya Manning of the United States, who was the president in 2020, and who I've had the privilege of working alongside. I am also thrilled that my presidency will be followed by another female president, Micheline Dion of Canada, who will take up the reins in 2023. I hope that this inspires many other women to aspire to leadership roles in the profession. Your talents and views are always very welcome at our table. I'm really looking forward to the month ahead, our Women's March of celebration and upliftment. See you soon.
Hi, you have now heard about and from the women who preceded me for the role of president of the IAA. It will be a big responsibility to fill their shoes. This month, we are celebrating women from various continents. As you heard, Catherine was from Australia, Ilevi from Finland, Tonya from the US, and Roseanne from South Africa. I am from Montreal, Canada, and I've been raised in French. I would like to pay tribute to all the women whose first language is not English, and hence for which there is an additional invisible barrier, the language. I wish I could continue for all the women of every possible origin in their own language, but in the interest of time, and most importantly, because it's beyond my capacity, let me say a few words in French and hope that a future women president could address you in your own language in a not too distant future. Bonjour donc à tous et à toutes. Nous, les femmes, avons la chance de postuler à des postes aussi significatifs que la présidence de l'AAI et d'être choisies. Bien sûr que le chemin aurait été parsemé d'embûches, mais il y aura toujours eu des amis, des mentors, sur qui nous avons pu et pourrons compter pour nous encourager et reconnaître notre talent. Le plus dur souvent est de se faire confiance et d'oser. Osez donc pour faire rayonner votre talent. Osez aussi pour montrer à celles qui vous succèdent que tout est possible et faire en sorte que les barrières disparaissent sous le poids de vos succès. Thanks to all of you for listening in, and beware of the French-speaking woman ready to take leadership roles, and frankly, of all women of all origins for the benefit of us, all men and women. Thank you.